So I'm giving this 15-minute speech of RGB Express in really, really fast pace. There's 39 slides, and I try to make it under 15 minutes. So RGB Express, which has become a moderate success, at least download number-wise, and then of course that there are these cheap copies of the game, like this RGB Trucker, which I have made this pirate T-shirt of. So anyway, the talk is not quite post-mortem yet. The game is still very much alive and kicking, and we are still developing it. But let's start. So I'm from a small indie studio, Bad Crane. It's been alive for 2 years. We've got 2 games out, and there are now 2 of us. So really small stuff. I've been living now here in Berlin for 1 year and 4 months, but I'm from Oulu, Finland. We in Finland do lots of games, lots of mobile games, what we have been doing. So this is how the RGB Express looks like. I guess some of you know the game already. I'll just briefly go through about actual making process, then a bit about like the publishing part, and then giving few advices what I would consider important and what I guess many of you don't know. Some of you might want to publish a mobile game, and these are the things that might actually help you. So I learned a lot, and we learned a lot during the development, of course, about developing games, obviously. Also about publishing and publishers. I was discussing with 10 publishers, but we decided eventually to go alone. About piracy, mobile apps, even on iOS, surprisingly big. About app ratings, but yeah, this would all be like very negative talks. I'd rather talk about this publishing in the mobile game and the like positive stuff. So I published the first game under Bad Crane on early 2013, just to learn how the things work from like developing to publishing to App Store and Google Play. And after that, tried to really focus on making a serious product. But on the latter half of 2013, we trashed like through like 5 projects to trash because either we were lacking muscles that started to bloat, they were too big to productize by ourselves, or it would have required years of work. We had money money was running really short, and of course, yeah, well, all of you who've been doing indie career must know that. And other thing was that we were like choosing not to be like 100% indie. Not kind of focusing on, or we were rejecting the most experimental stuff. We were really trying to do like a commercial product, but still doing a game that we ourselves love to play. So that was the indie dream part. So RGB Express looks like that. If you haven't seen, it started as an abstract logic game where App Store is full of those. But we added this casual approach with colorful trucks, packages, and houses. We liked it ourselves, and it made sense. It was pretty clear after a few weeks of development that, okay, this is something that we will productize. It took 9 months, really long days, not much free days, and we wanted to make it as to be a paid title on iOS, and also added hints and put like the system that there are free hints. If you run out, you can buy more with in-app purchases, but those were like completely optional. It was like a premium game costing like $3, so €2.69 last year. Okay, it became a small hit, mediocre hit. It has got so far in 5 months 2.9 million iOS downloads, but we have had now 2 campaigns where the game has been free, and 99% of these downloads are free. So these 2.9 million downloads times $3 would be quite nice money for an indie, but we haven't made that much yet. On Android, it's been out for 3 months. It's mostly ad monetized, and it has gotten 1.2 million downloads. The ratings are pretty good, and we even got a Metascore 83. So honestly, it's not like a masterpiece, but it's a solid puzzle. It's a good game, good bet game. So how did we do it? How did we make these numbers? So launching in the App Store, the visibility means everything. So every week, Apple changes the feature list on the App Store for 1 week. And there are over 2,000 iOS games published every week, and 16 are featured on the App Store. You can do the math. So this is how the App Store front page looks like. There's on the second row, there's the 16 featured games. The numbers 13 to 16 don't even fit in the screen on desktop, not on iPhone, not on iPad, but what the people actually see are these biggest featured games. And if you think people are downloading games based on devlogs or game review sites, that's wrong. Like I do that, and you might do that, but these games are played by everyone, the huge masses. They download the game that is visible on the front page of the App Store. So it's being said that it's brain dead business plan to trust on getting a feature on the App Store, but especially with a paid game, you won't have a chance. You can imagine that, okay, Flappy Bird did the viral hit thing. We can do it also. Well, that's even more improbable than getting the feature. The feature is like your best shot, especially with the paid game. So the launch was quite near for us. And what happens that Apple requests game art for the App Store if the game has a chance to get a good feature spot. And the feature list was coming on Thursday. It was already Tuesday. Apple hadn't contacted us, and it was pretty grim feeling. Okay, we still had that. Okay, we have the Android launch, but this will fail because Apple didn't notice us. But they did. So there was no banners. They didn't request the artwork. They had the better games there, or well, they considered them better. But we were globally in the slot 8 to 10 on this best new apps list, which is pretty great for indie. And this is what it means. So the first 3 weeks, the sales peaks like this, and it goes the same for all games that paid games that are featured on the App Store. There was this really good post-mortem in Gamma Sutra from this, and it trained game. I don't know if the creator, okay, is there. So I knew it's from Berlin. I was plotting our sales chart and Dale's on top, and okay, it goes like that. And it was for others, okay, it goes for everyone, it goes like that. So the feature, it's golden. And after that, okay, it still sold some. We got so much some money that we weren't broke. Okay, it wasn't that we can continue still for a while, but it wasn't that big of a success. But then we had quite a bit of luck. So Apple contacted us and proposed the game to be the free app of the week, which works that our game becomes free, and Apple provides this really good feature place for it. So what happened was that we got 2.6 million downloads in 8 days. It already got over 100,000 when the game became free, because all the websites are telling that, okay, now a paid game is free, and people really love getting free games, or paid something that costs money for free. That's crazy. And during that week, it looked like this, the best new games. So if you open your App Store, is here. But then there's this one good banner that something free. So it was amazing week. 1 week of watching game analytics and 500,000 people downloading the game a day, and this can't be happening. Okay, so we had a paid game, so it doesn't monetize. As I said, the in-app purchases don't make that much money, but with those volumes, of course, some, and huge amount of visibility, which has helped us. So this is what happened. So in the app sales, if you can see that like there's two areas. This is the in-app purchase sales on top, and then app sales on the bottom. So the app sales brought some money in the beginning, but then the in-app purchases brought in when the game was featured as free app of the week. And then this long tail has been quite strong. So bringing money, we haven't gotten rich, but basically the game is paying salaries for 2 developers, and that's what we like aimed for. So we don't have any debt. We can pay a salary for ourselves and continue making games. And now, like quick 6 recommendations, what we have learned. You can question me or disagree, but let's go. So kill your darlings. So if you don't feel like your game is really, really, really good, that you will love to make it and dedicate all your the time doing it, you probably shouldn't go on with it. So it was painful. I know the big companies do it, but also you as a like small indie need to do it if you don't feel like that you can commit yourself 110% to it. Okay, I'm gonna bring the pitchforks and the torches. So if your game is not Monument Valley Auto Room or something in that caliber, make it free. If you are publishing mobile game, make it free. So it has been 4 or 5 years already impossible to make sustainable business on App Store with paid titles. There are, of course, these few exceptions, but those are very, very rare. And on Android, it's even harder. Top crossing list shows these games that are making the most of money. Of course, they are making the ridiculous amount of money, but there's only one game, Minecraft, that is there constantly, even applies for top 100 crossing chart. The games that make money, these are all from US top 100 crossing list. So this Clash of Clans clones, you must know. Then this King.com puzzle stuff and others, and simulated gambling. These are all like from top 50, top 100 pickings. And it's a tough competition with lots of this kind of certain kind of games made with big money, and these guys spend lots of money to user acquisition and marketing. They pay lots for downloads. But I say that it's still easier to make solid ad revenue or small in-app purchase revenues from smaller titles than making one paid hit. So for example, our Android version is doing like pretty solid every day, and it's getting downloads. The iOS version, it's hard to get downloads for the paid version. It will get downloads when Apple features it again. But for the free version, people get it. It's just in paid versus free, the free always wins. Okay, third thing, learn in-app purchases and ads. So it's hard to make well-designed free-to-play game. Most of them are really crap. I hate them. I guess you hate them too. But it's still possible to do it fairly. Opt-in video ads are pretty good. Some games like Crossy Road has made $1 million by showing these ads that you don't need to watch ad, but if you watch it, you get something, some coins or something. Okay, polish the game, like exceptional quality personality. You need to be in the top 16. Your game, it might be a lot more interesting than these like clone games, but your game must look as good as theirs, so do spend time on that. And marketing, plan from day 0. You can consider a co-op with publisher. I'm not saying they are all bad. They are good ones, but that might help you a lot. But you need to anyway plan and prepare a video trailer, screenshots, and press kit, like really good solid stuff. And contact before publishing, early before publishing, make yourself known in the press. Nowadays, getting featured by a YouTuber star is more important than the press. The press is important to make contact to App Store, make App Store notice you, and you can also get someone to introduce you to App Store, Google Play guys, because you need to get your game known before the release that App Store can evaluate and find it from these 2,000 games. And last one, keep it simple, stupid. I have just one example that, for example, our game is localized in 8 languages, which was pretty easy thing to do, but it brings lots of complexity. So, for example, App Store required screenshots in 5 resolutions. It's good to use all 5 screenshots there, which brought us into 200 localized screenshots, PNGs with text, which is a lot of overhead for a small indie company. And of course, these publishing, press, ad networks, in-app purchases, everything, it brings a lot of overhead. If you're a small team, keep it simple. And as a bonus, I don't know if you have heard, but the icon design can multiply your download numbers, because that's the first thing that people, or first and most important thing, that people make the decision whether to download or click your game at all. If there's lots of games in the row, a good icon helps. There are some stories of apps getting 2 or 3 times the download after they have changed the icon design. And okay, I can answer questions. I'd be happy to discuss you face to face, and especially people who are going to publish mobile games, if I can help anyhow. And you can email me at markus.batcrane@batcrane.com. I'll be happy to help you. So thanks.